All right, everyone, it's time for the Occult video number 424 on blood rituals. There are a couple of quotes that you need to keep in mind. Blood is a very special fluid. That's Rudolf Steiner, of course, leader of Theosophy originally, left the Theosophical movement, founded Anthroposophy, and was a preeminent occultist and a massive author, actually. Think he wrote over 1,000 volumes during his lifetime. Quite impressive. The anthroposophic schools, the Steiner schools, are still in operation today. Theosophy has pretty much withered on the vine. His particular teachings maintain. Secondly, from Bram Stoker, and this informs a lot of modern blood ritualism, by the way. Blood is the life. Quite literally. I mean, if you exsanguinate, then you're not going to be alive very long. I have with me here something very, very special. Something that is featured heavily in some of my ritual work, by the way. This is a blood crystal. Somebody tried to destroy it at one point. They were unsuccessful at this endeavor. I wonder why that is. And yes, I do blood ritualism. I bleed myself onto a crystal and then I focus my energy and my intent and I use it effectively the same way that a mall Wiccan would use a wand. Normally a crystal wand, overpriced and made in India, by the way. I prefer wooden instruments, generally speaking, but the use of a crystal is perfectly acceptable as well. You're simply trying to focus energy and intent. I talked about energy magic, for example, before. Energy magic is fascinating. I managed to unlock my chakras, and now I can generate energy, pull it from the ground, pull it down from above, move it around, and do all sorts of crazy shit that originally, years and years ago, I did not think were even physically possible. I never understood the concept of astral travel, for example. Then a few years ago, I had a totally lucid dream and was floating around the room. This happened on a number of occasions. I find that it happens more often when there's a lot of stress, actually. And it happened repeatedly and was blissful, actually. I'm sitting there in bed, practically vibrating with energy, able to look around the room despite the fact that my body's not moving at all, could even look at myself. I'm like, oh, it actually does exist. Well, that's interesting. The occult, it's far more intriguing and far more convoluted than the average person believes. Blood rituals should not be seen as a sign of self-harm or depression or anything like that. It's a recognition that blood in and of itself, your own blood specifically, carries your intent and energy. And so to utilize it, to release it from the body onto a foreign object in order to focus energy, is something that you can do within the occult path. It also fits in with vampirism, actually. I am a vampirate, quite literally. I am not interested in stealing your blood. I'm interested in using my own blood. It was odd with that one fucking, what was it, Magic the Gathering card or some shit, Blood Vial Purveyor. And it looked an awful lot like me. I thought that was absolutely hysterical, actually. That was sent to me by multiple people, probably not without good reason. Now, I do blood rituals. Yes, I will open myself up and bleed on a foreign object while meditating and doing things like that. Some people will find this odd, but let me recommend you something. Read the Bible. Most of you are probably Christians. What did the people in the Old Testament do on a regular basis? They bled themselves. They bled animals. They opened up their entrails for fortune-telling purposes, etc., etc., etc. Wine is heavily paired with the concept, red wine specifically, with blood as well. This is part of the Christian tradition. Jesus talked about it. It figures into Islam, rivers of wine in Allah's land and so forth. It figures within Hinduism as well. If you look at the Agori, they don't even need a ritual to slash themselves. They're just trying to crucify the body in order to save their souls. They believe it'll bring them enlightenment. This is a common facet throughout most of human history. The idea of bleeding your enemies out. Look at Norse paganism. The idea of being bled actually is not considered particularly bad there as well. He died with a sword in his hand. Well, he's in Valhalla now. Yeah, I mean, his blood is all over the snow and shit, but, he's no longer suffering. Blood is a very special fluid, and it's one that I use in my ritual work. Call me insane if you want to. I realize already that this video is going to, have some people that are saying, Sticks, you've lost it. Well, I lost it a long time ago. I lost it when I was born, actually. I've been crazy this entire time. This isn't crazy, though. This is part of cult history, actually. And the study is fascinating. There are so many books, not just Steiner, but other books that mention blood as an ingredient in medicine, that mention it as useful in various rituals. You've got the idea of writing your name in blood to sign some sort of demonic contract. That's more of a new age thing, but it's still done by edgy teenagers, and so forth. It's a fascinating subject. I approach it from the historical perspective as much as the pragmatic one. And since my occult experiments seem to have worked, I have no reason to doubt it. Don't worry, your own favorite Sticks does not self-harm. I'm only doing it for spiritual purposes. Sort of like when somebody in a religion does anything that's, potentially dangerous or whatever. Take the leap of faith. Flay yourself, flagellants or something like that. These are potentially dangerous acts, often involving, by the way, blood. Uh, Again, you may have noticed this pattern. Well, we don't blame them and call them insane. We simply say, well, yeah, you're acting a little bit odd. Whipping your back is not going to make Jesus appear and get rid of the Black Death and stuff like that. Catholics believe that they are literally drinking the blood of Jesus Christ when they imbibe their sip of wine. So, judge not, lest ye be judged. That's about all. Peace out.